Candace Owens. Now. I couldn't wait to get to this part of the story. Candace Owens is addressing this Carlee Russell situation. Now, when this thing first popped off, I know they keep telling us to believe all women. I know they lean into the whole race thing and saying that women and black women don't get as much visibility as the other ones when things is missing and kidnapping. I know they want us to go and chase these chicks with the butterfly eyelashes and the BBLs and all of this other type of stuff. But we got to use our context clues. Thank you, Steven, my boy. I'm going to read that super chat shortly. We have to use our context clues. And the minute that this story popped off, and I talked about it yesterday, I said, I'm not going for it. No way. Let me tell y'all something. These chicks will have you out here crashing the fuck out, trying to believe the story that they putting together in order to make you exercise your resources, deploy your Twitter and your Instagram. They out here trying to get their followers up, and they will do it by any means necessary. Now, when this story first fucking came up and they told me that it was a baby on the interstate of Alabama, one of the busiest interstates in Alabama, I said, well, did anybody else see the baby? They said, who? The baby, the rapper? I said, no, this baby that was walking around in a diaper on the side of the road that she just so happened to see that nobody else seen. They said, hey, yo, shout out to Askia. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. They said, no, she the only one that seen the baby, and she the only good Samaritan out here in these streets, and she disappeared. I said, no fucking way. You not. They said, Anton, you being insensitive. I said, no, I'm not. I ain't nobody's fool. You not going to get me with a fake baby. Where the baby at? So she walked home, got home safely, walked in the house, no police presence, no problems, but the baby with a diaper on is still walking around with no problems. Okay, so we're going to explore it. I'm curious as to what Candace's perspective is. Again, make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It's wild out here in these streets.
All right, guys, happy Monday. We are back in Nashville, and I'm very...
Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's move it forward. I'm going to scrub forward because I want to get actually to the meat and potatoes. I don't want to waste no time, all right?
Russell, as she goes by Carlee Russell, went
Shout out
missing.
to Philip
The
Sadiq.
world found out.
Shout out to Philip Sadiq. I appreciate you for the 10 ball. I'm definitely going to be reading super chat shortly.
About this because of a man claiming to be her brother on TikTok. Take a listen.
My sister, Carlee Russell, is missing. My sister was traveling on I-459 after leaving work here in Hoover, Alabama. She spotted a toddler and she stopped to render aid as any decent human being with a heart would do. She contacted 911 as she's been taught, and then she spoke with another one of our family members. My family member hears a scream, and then my sister vanishes along with that toddler. Her car and belongings were all left at the scene. We have no idea where she is. This story is not getting the national coverage that it should, and we all know why.
I never seen that before. I never seen the call for help from this guy that was allegedly her brother. People in the chat saying that he lying and that's not even her brother. This man is stoic. He's focused. He's articulating himself effectively. His words are enunciated properly. I never knew. I never knew. Just like Eminem. I never knew I be in a new house with a new car. So this is not getting the attention that it deserved because she's a black woman. Woman. Okay. Let's mine this out. I want to see where Candace is going with this.
Yep, we all know why. Heavily implied there is it's because she's black. That's the reason that the story is not getting national attention, which of course is so foolish. There are so many stories of people that go missing, and usually unless there's some angle that makes it interesting, people don't tend to follow up on it. It's sad, but that's the truth. You know, if a crackhead goes missing or a prostitute goes missing, there's typically not as much interest because you think, okay, they were living their lifestyles in a manner where maybe they ended up dead in some way, right? But that wasn't the case with Carlee Russell. In fact, I hadn't even seen his TikTok. I had read a small headline about the fact that she was missing. And what instantly compelled me to want to share this story and to give it as much attention as possible was the fact that there was a toddler that was included. You have a woman who's leaving work and she sees a toddler walking down a highway. She pulls over and then suddenly she's missing. It's even more horrific than that. They find her wig, her phone.
Not the wig and the phone. Wait. Somebody told me that we going to 1,300 people early in the stream, and we a little low on likes. Y'all want to go ahead and hit that Tej Hanley commercial? 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Y'all want to do the Tej? We can do the Tej. Y'all want to go back to the throwback Tej commercial, or y'all want to hit a like for the YouTube algorithm? I'm just wondering, just curious. They dropped the wig. So she said her wig was thrown off and the baby was missing. Where is this? Listen, who is this baby? That's the only thing I care about right now. The only thing I care about right now is where is the baby? Who is this toddler that's wiggling around on the interstate that ain't nobody seen but this woman? Who is this baby that's waddling down the interstate? Oh my God, it's a baby. Let me go and save the kids. Oh, I'm getting snatched up by my wig. Who is this baby? So you seen a toddler waddling with no shoes on. Curly hair. About 1'3". You can see a 1'3" baby walking down there in their fucking state. Y'all fell for that. If I was y'all, I would erase that off my Facebook, Threads, Twitter timeline, and Instagram immediately. I can't believe y'all fell for it. I didn't fall for that shit.
Inside of her purse on the side of the highway. And by the way, the police had gotten there within 5 minutes.
Shout out to Kay Cooper.
Her phoning 911. And yet still, she was completely gone. So obviously, I texted my producers immediately. I said, I want to cover this story on Monday because it's terrifying. It's terrifying to think that this could actually happen to someone. And then I made sure to draw attention to it on my Twitter. I tweeted this. This is one of the more terrifying news stories I've read in a long time. I hope they find this toddler and Carlee Russell. So that was the public sentiment. Everybody was obviously concerned about not just Carlee Russell, but this alleged toddler that was walking down a highway in Alabama. How could you not be concerned? Everyone prayed for her safe return. And then prayers were answered. Miraculously, Carlee Russell turned up 48 hours later at her parents' home. And of course, that yielded more questions. People wanted to know, okay, should we still be looking for a toddler? Should we be concerned? Is there a crazy person on the loose? Is this a gang? Is this a cartel? What has happened here?
I was curious too. Who drove her home? Why did she just walk into her parents' crib? And why is that the end of the conversation? And how come ain't nobody trying to figure out where the baby at no more? Just curious. Let's continue.
Bizarrely, however, public sentiment had shifted. So at first, the brother condemned you if you weren't talking about Carlee Russell because of the color of her skin.
Facts.
Then you had a few people online who were saying that if you had any further questions about this story, now that Carlee Russell was home, well, then it's because you're a racist. Here are just a couple of tweets to that effect. First up, we have Gabrielle Perry. She wrote, "From the cradle to the grave, there is no humanity for Black women."
There is never going to be a shortage of victims of black women. There is never, listen. You are damned if you do. You are damned if you don't. If you don't bring enough visibility to it, you're not compassionate and you don't protect black women. And then when you start asking too many questions, they be like, I'm sorry, sir, not your business. Thank you for using your platform in order to bring visibility and get my likes and my followers up. But what is you doing still talking about this? And why are you still trying to chase this baby? I should have put a toddler at the bottom of this, not Candace Owens. There is no humility for black women. Wait a minute. You telling me we can use our platforms, resources, tax dollars, police presence, all of this, and we don't need closure? I want to close the case. I don't believe that we should have people snatching niggas up by their wig. So you telling me if we take Carleisha Russell's wig off, she gonna be looking like me? Come here, girl. Come on, man. Come on, man. Usually y'all got like Yo. They said, Anton, you and her got the same hairstyle.
No room for mistakes, no graciousness in perfection. Immediate vilification in our errors. There is not one moment where our personhood can exist. Not even in relief of it not being stolen. Hashtag Carlee.
Me and Carlee Russell is twins. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all catfishing and getting taken over by the side of the road.
Russell, oh my gosh, we should not be asking any questions. We're just supposed to be happy that she's alive. That's what she's implying here. It gets worse. Another person tweeted this. Please stop demanding what happened to Carlee Russell. The appetite for trauma porn for black people is disturbing. From images of our bloody bodies posted repeatedly following violent death to our children in great distress. Give us peace and privacy as you do Carol.
So don't nobody want to know where the baby at. The only thing that matters is black women. I want to get to the conclusion of this because I have not seen the rest of what it is that she got to say. So this is the part where I cut it off. I said, all right, this is good enough for the story. We're going to bring Candace Owens to the front so that she can bring Carlee Russell to the front of the congregation. Y'all was telling me about it yesterday. All right, let's continue.
Ann and Dem. I guess they're just saying names that they think are white names there, being blatantly racist. Yeah, but that's it. If you wanted further answers, like a toddler walking down a highway and we're being told this woman was abducted at around 9:30 p.m. at night, then yeah, no, you're just into black trauma porn. Now that she's home safe, you're supposed to just not ask any questions. Now, I want to make it clear that the majority of people did not fall for this, trying to racialize this instance. You called for national interest and attention. The story got national interest and attention. And now the national appetite would like some closure. It would like to know whether or not there is, in fact, a kidnapper on the loose. If there is somebody that is using a toddler to lure unsuspecting victims into a woods. If there is somebody who would in front of all of these cars on what is a busy highway, just grab someone out of their car and take them. That's scary stuff. Of course, there is public interest. But no, now they were trying to gaslight the public and say no further questions. I can tell you one thing that I found suspicious. The first thing is just the fact that she got allegedly dropped off at her parents' house.
I said the same thing. Listen, what kind of kidnappers kidnap you make sure that the baby is safe, that you went over to the highway to get, and then just do whatever they got to do and then say, hey, where you live at? Don't worry about it. You ain't got to walk. You ain't got to call the police. Don't worry about it. I'm going to just drop you off at the crib. You ain't turn around and start to get the license plate. You ain't try to understand who these kidnappers were and where it is that they dropped you off. You just woke up one day, 2 days later, and said, you know what? I need you to drop me off at my crib. I'm fighting for my life, and now I'm ready to go home. These are some very, very, very good kidnappers, I would say. These are some awesome kidnappers.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I'm not going to lie. Who do you know that gets kidnapped and then after they're kidnapped for 48 hours and held against their will, the perpetrator says, hey, where would you like to get dropped off? Oh, your parents' house? I'll take you there. What's the address? Doesn't sound right. I also thought it was strange that we learned that the parents phoned the police to say that she was home.
Facts.
Okay. But they didn't immediately rush her to the emergency room. So that let me know that she arrived in good enough physical condition. Because obviously, if she had been raped or she was harmed, they would have instantly called the police on the way to the hospital. And of course, again, where is the toddler? Where is the toddler? We have a right to know whether or not there is a child that is still missing and potentially at risk and in danger.
Facts. And I'm going to give you another clue for me, Candace. I know you're not going to say it on the Daily Wire platform, but Anton is going to say it. Unless you're going through chemo, I don't trust nobody with the same haircut as me. And that's a fact. Unless you going through chemo, I don't trust no woman that got the same hairstyle. Unless you going through chemo, I don't trust no woman with the same hairstyle as me. Call me what you want. If we both kissing in bed and both of us is rubbing on each other's head like this, that's a problem. That's an issue. If I go to rub my hands through your hair and all I feel is stubble, that's an issue for me. Or if you got in your sew-in or you got on your wig and then I go to, you put your head in the lap and then I start to put my hand on your head and then I keep getting my hands fucking stuck in your hair, that's an issue. Because all I feel is train tracks. Choo choo. Jugga 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 jugga. Jugga 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 jugga. Jugga 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 jugga. Jugga jugga. She got a track right here. A sew-in right here. A track right here and a sew-in right here. Yo. I'm not going to keep on dealing with you when you bald-headed and every time I feel on you, I feel like I'm feeling on myself because you got stubble, I got stubble. You fucking forgot to shave today, and so then you going to put on your wig and straighten it up. I'm going to put on a wig today. I don't trust no woman. I don't trust no woman that got the exact same hairstyle as me. It's just a preference of mine, personally.
The mother, Carlee Russell's mother, took to Facebook. And again, I would say the sentiments were a little different coming from the family. She wrote this: "Great morning. My husband and I want to make this statement again as we did last night. It's nothing more to add or take away from how we're feeling right now. God is faithful and he has answered our prayers. We are so grateful to each of you for all the acts of..."
They did this on Facebook? They did this on Facebook. Oh, no.
"Kindness, generosity, and compassion that you have shown. Our baby is safe. Thank you, Father God. We do want to ask for privacy at this time to allow us to just love on our daughter and each other with our close family and friends. Also..."
Fuck that. Where the baby at? Yo, hashtag where the baby at? And I might get another. We need to come up with a good hashtag because you can't say where the baby at because then they're going to think that we talking about the rapper. We got to get a good hashtag. Hey, somebody in the chat give me a hashtag of what it is that we need to do in order to advocate to find this fucking 1'3" toddler that's walking through the woods and getting these women's wigs snatched off and fucking kidnapped. Somebody find me a hashtag because I think we doing the baby a disservice. Nobody's child should be walking around in the woods with Pampers on and no shirt getting these women's wigs snatched off their heads. I like that, K. Cooper. Where the baby at? Hashtag where the baby at? Hashtag Carlee Russell. Hashtag where the baby at? Where little man at? Where's Timmy? Where the baby at? I'm I'm not resting. I will not rest. I will not close my eyes. I will not rest my beard on my laurels until I find out where this motherfucking baby is at that is getting chicks' wigs snatched off their motherfucking head.
So please consider the fact that we have not slept for 3 nights and we are mentally and physically exhausted. To our media friends, I promise we will speak with you and give a general statement in the near future, as this is an ongoing investigation. We consider the media outlets that cared enough to share the story, law enforcement agencies, special investigators, city leaders, to be our friends, and we will be respectful of all.
Ms. Bree said hashtag highway baby. Where is Carlee's baby? Hashtag Carlee's baby. Dame Smith, I like that. Hashtag we need closure. Find the highway baby. Fuck.
For everyone that has messaged or called to rejoice with us, we are so grateful for your concern.
Where little man at?
Just as we made a commitment to not entertain negative thoughts during the time that our daughter was missing, we surely will not entertain negative thoughts or statements, unvalidated opinions, or sheer ignorance at such a joy.
Hey, you know why I love this chat? Because y'all just as messy as me. Y'all just as messy as me. Where is Carlee's baby? Fucking A.
This time. We pray that those that doubt God's power, miracles, and the power of faith will be encouraged to draw closer to Him and learn the power of positive affirmations and unwavering
faith. Don't throw God in it, fam.
We love
I don't want to hear that.
you and are eternally indebted for your support and love. Be blessed, the Russells. So she's saying a lot, but really nothing.
Alyssa.
She's basically saying it's now time for you guys to all mind your own business, and we'll give an update when we're ready because we're tired, again, ignoring the fact that the public interest is now shifted toward this toddler who was allegedly walking down a freeway at 9:30 at night wearing just a T-shirt and a diaper.
Oh, no, he had a T-shirt in his panties. T-shirt in my panties on. Oh, no. Hold on. You telling me, I'm going to read your super chat shortly. You telling me that the baby had that T-shirt in her panties on. Is it a boy baby or is it a girl baby? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Lord. Oh, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Oh, I got to get
to Carlee Russell's 911 call shortly before she disappeared. So she calls 911. She says, I see a toddler walking down. And then she calls a relative and says, I'm going to check on the toddler. And then her relative hears a scream and Carlee goes missing. Now that Carlee's been found, they're saying that we shouldn't be asking further questions. And they're just not going to entertain anything else. Seems suspicious. A different update came from Carlee's boyfriend. Carlee's boyfriend took to Facebook. His name is Tomar Latrell Simmons. And he wrote this. I don't even know how to start off this post, but to only say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for saving my girlfriend's life. Also, thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came out to the Hoover Met to help us with the search parties, and who went and proceeded to tell other people about Carlee to bring more awareness to her story. I have been going nonstop since I received the call that she was missing on Thursday night. I know she would have done the same for me, so I wasn't going to give up until I saw her face again.
Shout out to Tony.
Tunnel vision. Even when I would get on social media in my downtime and see some of the false allegations and assumptions about me having something to do with her abduction, it would have me discouraged at times. I didn't give up and I kept my faith. I just want to thank all of my family, friends, former teammates, and church members who called or texted me just to let me know that they're praying and here for me.
Shout out to Latrell in the building.
I just don't know how much that meant to me. All I ask for everyone right now is to be respectful of Carlee's situation. She was literally fighting for her life for 48 hours. So until she's physically and mentally stable again.
But a whole 48, huh? She ain't been asleep. She been fighting the whole time.
And she's not able to give any updates or whereabouts on her kidnapper at this very moment. I also want to thank people on social media who have been understanding and respectful about what she's been through in these past few days. Once again, I can't thank you guys enough for helping us bring Carlee home. God bless you all. Hashtag Carlee found, hashtag Carlee Russell. So let's just go back to that sentence that she was literally fighting for her life for 48 hours. So she's physically and mentally unstable and not willing to give any updates. Again, registers to me as odd because her parents contacted the police to say that she was home and didn't rush her to a hospital per se. But I didn't want to jump to any conclusions. I wanted to wait until the police department made a statement because family members posting on Facebook to basically say stop asking questions is not, of course, going to be the statements that are given by the police. If somebody is kidnapped, they understand that the public has a right to know that there is a kidnapper on the loose. Well, the Hoover PD did, in fact, give an update. I'm going to read you portions of it because really what they're doing is telling you what happened to Carlee on that day.
Now, this is the part that I'm curious about. I want to see what happened to Carlee because I have not seen this part. So apparently she got the police report. I'm curious as to what happened to Carlee.
They wrote, Carlee left work from a business at the Summit in Birmingham at approximately 8:20 p.m. She ordered food from a nearby business at the Colonnade and traveled there. We have worked to retrace all of her actions from the time that she left the Colonnade until she called 911, and we are well on our way to completing that task. At this point in the investigation, we have not been able to locate anyone with Carlee from the time that she left the Colonnade until the 911 call was made. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals that were known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. The conversation with the 911 operator ended, and Carlee called a relative. So to be clear, just a pause here, she called 911 to say that she saw a toddler, a white male toddler, that was walking down the street.
It was a white male toddler. All right. A white male toddler. We getting more to the story now. Let's continue.
Camper in a t-shirt. And then she hung up that phone and she called a relative of hers. She went missing during that conversation with her relative sometime after 9:36 p.m. after telling both the 911 operator and the relative that she had seen a male toddler in a diaper on the side of I-459 and was stopping to check on him. Traffic camera footage was obtained, which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage is still being analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only timely report of a child on.
So the only time, she the only person that's seen, first of all, you're not going to tell me that people going to see a white baby. Black baby, they might be like, it might be every 3 cars, and they be like, all right, we going to figure it out. You telling me that we going to see a blue-eyed baby with a t-shirt and they diapers on? Walking down the street and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody curious. Ain't nobody confused. Ain't nobody trying to figure it out. You don't get no other phone calls except for hers for a white baby that is walking down the highway with no shoes on, only with a diaper and a t-shirt on. Who was these white people that's kidnapping black people with white babies?
On the interstate.
Come on, man.
Now I'm going to pause here to show you the interstate because apparently there was a camera and the footage is grainy. But what you are going to see in this footage is how busy the interstate is, which is why it's weird to me, definitely strange, definitely suspect, if you will, that no one else would have phoned in seeing a toddler walking down the interstate in a diaper. Again, if you don't want to stop, it's nighttime, you might think that's a little weird. But you would at least think that one person had a moral compass enough to call 911 and say, hey, this is kind of weird. There's a toddler that is walking down the interstate at 9:30 at night. Take a look at this footage. So that car that you're seeing on the right-hand side is Carlee's. You see she has her blinkers on, so cars are going slowly around her. You can see up ahead, there's a ton of cars on this interstate, all slowing.
So here's my thing. Why are you driving with blinkers on the side of the road? Because usually, listen, think about this, y'all. Let's use our context clues. If you're on the interstate, unless there's something wrong with your car, you don't pull over to the side and be cruising on the side of the road. You're usually just driving normal. Whatever the speed limit is, if it ain't an accident out there, you just driving normal. So if you see something weird, you're going to have to see it spirit of the moment, right? And so you would maybe throw your blinkers on and get over real quick, and then you would back up to whatever the issue is. You don't just be driving on the side of the road with your blinkers on until you see a white baby. So who drives on the side of the road until they see a white baby with their blinkers on? Okay, let's continue.
Down because Carlee has her blinkers on. You would think that since these cars are slowing down, that they would be paying attention to the side. People rubberneck, and they would see Carlee's vehicle. What I don't see in this footage, again, it's dark, and obviously it could very well be that she saw something that nobody else did, is a toddler walking down the interstate. You see, she's got her blinkers on, and then she comes to a full stop. Again, I just am remarking at how busy this interstate is.
So at what point was she pulled over to where she was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm on the side of the road with my blinkers on, and now I see a white baby, and so now I got to stop? Just curious.
When I first read the story, I assumed this was like an old dirt road in Alabama. Now I realize it's a very busy interstate, and I instantly thought, how strange that no one would call 911 to report this toddler walking down the street but Carlee. Now let's go back to the police statement. It continues, Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly behind. They located Carlee's wig, cell phone, and purse on the roadway near her vehicle, and Carlee's Apple Watch was in her purse. Investigators with the Crimes Against Persons Unit were notified, and the investigation immediately began in earnest with numerous leads being followed. Many local, state, and federal agencies immediately offered assistance and provided personnel and other resources to the investigation. No stone was left unturned, and the investigation continued throughout the weekend. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center received a call from Carlee's residence that she had returned home on foot. Hoover Police and Fire responded to the residence where Carlee was located. She was immediately transported by the Hoover Fire Department to UAB Hospital to be evaluated and was treated and released. Detectives responded to the residence and to UAB to take an initial statement from Carlee. The details of that statement are a part of the ongoing investigation, which is expected to continue over the next few days. During the initial portion of the investigation, detectives were able to retrace nearly all of Carlee's steps until the point that she went missing, and they are confident that will continue to be the case. The end is just they're grateful for the outpouring of support from the Hoover community and beyond, and all the assistance provided by our law enforcement partners, which are too numerous to name. Blah, 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 thanking #HooverPD. Now, the first thing that jumps at me regarding the statement, obviously, is what I pointed out to you before, which is that she was the only report. She was the only person that called in and phoned in this toddler. The second thing that jumps at me immediately about this report is what the police are not saying. The police didn't say, which I think would be the first thing that you would say to the public, is remain vigilant, ladies. There's a kidnapper on the loose. We don't have the kidnapper. We got Carlee. Thank you, we got Carlee. But yeah, no, there's a kidnapper on the loose. Lock your doors. Make sure that you're traveling in twos. I think that would be the response of a police department that had some information or believed any part of her story that she was actually kidnapped. You have a responsibility to inform the public that they need to be aware.
This sounds like a Tubi movie. It sounds like a Tubi movie. It sounds like some crazy shit. Why didn't they say they caught the kidnapper? Why are they still investigating what happened instead of saying that, yo, we coming after the dude that took her or the men? And why didn't they say, yeah, and we still trying to find the baby? I'm going to play a little bit more, and then we're going to move over.
No, they didn't say that at all. The second thing that jumped on me was that Carlee was only in the hospital for a few hours. And again, her parents didn't rush her to the hospital. They standard.
And if you've been fighting all your life for the last 48 hours, you should have some scars. You should have some battles, marks, the whole 9 yards.
Sent the fire truck and an ambulance over to transport her to evaluate her. And then she was treated and released in less than a day. And that's actually incredible. If you go to the emergency room, it's hard to be at the hospital for less than a day, but Carlee managed to do it. So despite her boyfriend claiming that she was kidnapped and fought for her life for 48 hours, apparently when the hospital assessed her, she was in good enough mental and physical condition to have been released in 24 hours. That just jumps at me immediately. So yeah, there are a lot of lingering questions here. The story is not adding up. And lastly, and of course, the biggest thing that the police officers failed to mention.
Where is the baby?
Is the toddler. They didn't say, please be on the lookout for a white male toddler wearing a diaper and a t-shirt. You would think that if this was a missing person, an Amber Alert of some description would go out, that the police would have a sketch. They would ask Carlee, please describe the toddler that you saw so we can release a sketch and tell the public to look out for this toddler. None of that is in the statement. Simply what they are saying is that they're going to take time to prod just Carlee's story. So yeah, something is afoot. It's not looking good for Carlee. It seems that her family calling for silence or asking for people not to ask any other questions is weird. I think that I would be very forthcoming and say, like, my daughter is healing, but remember that also there's a
Candace, I already got the description, honestly. I just looked it up on the internet. I literally just looked it up and they just released a sketch. They just released a sketch. Dog, this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. They just released a sketch. Hold on, let me pull this up for y'all. This is breaking news, y'all. This is literally breaking news. This is wild. And you only gonna get it here first because this is just happening in real time on a Millionaire Morning Show. This is breaking news. They just released a sketch, yo. This is crazy. There it is. This is it. So anybody if anybody see this baby on anywhere, if anybody see this baby, you call the police immediately. You don't pass go. You don't collect $200. You find this fucking baby and you go and get whoever got him and you fucking lock him up. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh. Oh. This is the official sketch. This is the official sketch of the baby that tricked Carlee Russell out of her wig. It made her take her Apple Watch off. Who she was fighting for 48 hours straight before she came home. All right? So that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. Until we find out more information on where this baby is, I'm not ever gonna rest my head on my chinny chin chin because we need to get a fucking Amber Alert out here in Alabama for this baby. This baby at this point could be across state lines. It could be across state lines. No way that I'm gonna let a little baby with a diaper on and a white shirt walk around. Fuck you. Fuck you too. Fuck you if you're not chasing this baby. God damn it.